Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back once again to Fat Cat Collections. And today, I want to share with you guys another watch by a brand named Elgin. And Elgin is a brand that I have a small but long history with, or I guess a history that was early in my days of watch collecting. And Elgin Watches is a very old watch company. Originally, they started making watches back in, I believe, 1864, all the way up to about 1968. Over 100 years of watchmaking, and the brand actually started in Elgin, Illinois, hence the name Elgin Watches, which used to be home for the largest watchmaking site in the world. So extremely old name, and I'll put a link in the description where you can check out the Wikipedia page and read more about the brand and the company. Now, Elgin today, again, I'm not super familiar with the brand, but Elgin today, I think, and has been, I think, for the last 20 years, really a company who makes kind of fashion watches. And there's, again, nothing wrong with fashion watches. They're just kind of giving you a certain look for a certain price. And you guys know my watch tastes really range from, sub $10 all the way up to several $1,000s. I do have a limit on what I like to spend my money on and how much I can rationalize what you actually get once you start passing my sweet spot of $300, or my maximum, my red line when it comes to watches, right, so to speak. I just believe that once you get past $300, the value just really decreases for me quite a bit. When I look at watches that I have in my collection that cost $2,000, like my Aquadive, comparing that to watches that cost $100 by INVICTA, honestly, there's not really much difference in quality. And I can go ahead and name several Dive watches, Aquadive, Doxa watches, and I'm sorry, but yes, Rolex. And I know I always harp on that, but pretty much all those brands, in my opinion, really, they're just not a good value. And I just feel like, yes, if ultimately buy what makes you happy, but I feel once I spend more than $300 on a watch, or own watches that cost more than $300, I really just don't see the value in spending more. Again, it depends on what brand you go with, because if you spend $300 on certain brands, you are getting extremely ripped off. So it really depends, but again, always, these are my opinions. Always buy what makes you happy, what you find value, and that's the most important thing. Now, I will say that Elgin, what I like about Elgin is that the history I have with Elgin is Elgin's one of the first watches I got when I decided that I want to wear a watch. Now, as a kid, I had a few watches, but it was never something that I really associated with my outfit, or like my personality. Nowadays, I pretty much don't leave the house without wearing some kind of watch. It really just depends on really what I'm doing. Honestly, I have watches that I bought for the sole purpose of kind of beating on, as we call beaters, and I kind of never really liked that term because I take care of everything I have. And even my beaters, like my $20 Tyvise Submariner automatic, I still take care of, right? But to give you guys an example, that's a watch I'm going to wear on the boat when I'm out there doing my thing. If I'm in a pool in Vegas or something, maybe I'll wear some of my nice INVICTAs, my Aragons, maybe the Aquadive, or several other of the 150 watches I have. But if I'm on the boat doing something like that, and there might be the potential that it might fall off, who knows, it's a $20 watch, I still would be disappointed if I lost it, right? So I'll wear things in situations like that if I did lose it, they're easy to replace, and I'm not going to be too bent out of shape about it. Again, I still get a lot of enjoyment with all brand watches. So Elgin is the watch that I purchased, really, I think the very first watch I actually purchased myself. I think I was about 18 years old, and prior to that, I had a few watches, but never considered myself somebody who really collected watches or was that into watches. It was something I wear to go to the clubs back in the day, right? And I have to tell you that one of my friends kind of turned me on to watches because he was wearing one, and that I forget exactly which watch he had. It probably was a Gucci watch. He was kind of a little bit of a troublemaker, had more money than all of us, and he wouldn't mind rationalize spending a lot of money on a watch. I think he had a Gucci. Again, your tastes are different. I always was very impressed with or not impressed, but I was always very attracted to the old Gucci G watch. It was very classy. I love that watch. Way too rich for my blood, of course. But he also had a Bomb de Marchier, I believe that's how you say it, and one was called the Bomb. And so that kind of sparked me into wanting to get a watch. And so I went to Walmart and I saw a really cool two-tone gold Elgin. There was a Waltham, which I bought, and an Elgin. And they're about 50 bucks. And 50 bucks for me as an 18-year-old was a lot of money, you know, and I really liked the way the watch looked. It was very flashy, and I still have it to this day. I don't wear it because I have so many watches, but it's definitely one for the watch box as part of the collection. Now, I can tell you when we're talking about quality, when it comes to Waltham, and I can't speak on every watch that they make, but based on what I've seen, I would say the quality of Waltham is going to be on par with what you might get from like most of your movement watches. What you get from some of your Vincero watches, when some of your entry-level $30 to $50 Invicta watches. When you start stepping up into your Pro Diver, your Grand Diver, and your reserve level timepieces, there is a difference in the quality. And again, this is not the difference that you're going to get from the Pro Diver to Rolex. The difference is once you hit that reserve level, and as far as my opinions are concerned, from all the things I've seen and felt and handled and owned, once you get to that Pro Diver level into the reserves, really across all brands, there's not really much difference in quality. I know a lot of people argue with me about that. A lot of people tell me I'm out of my mind, but I can tell you based on my experience, when you go looking at an $8,000 Rolex compared to a $100 Pro Diver, is it a nicer watch? Is it a better watch? Absolutely. Is it going to outlast it? We don't really know. Or is it, you know, I've argued this for years, and I'm always an advocate, always a spokesperson for the little guy and for the affordable watch guy, the non-snob. So, but when you do compare the watch I'm going to show you with a Pro Diver, there is a big difference in quality. So I want you guys to kind of understand that. Again, these are my opinions, but when you look at a watch that's really what I would consider your sub $40 watch up to your, when you go looking at what you get out of, again, not on price, but when Invicta Pro Diver, there's a huge difference in quality. Other brands, you know, it really depends on the brand. I've seen watches that cost $300 that are on par with $40 watches. So I can only give you my experience based on what I know. So with this watch, not as nice quality as a Pro Diver. You're definitely going to feel the difference side by side. Very lightweight, very inexpensive watch, but it's fun and it's enjoyable, and I love this watch. And this is the one I just got in the mail today, and this is basically a Submariner homage watch, right? Made by Elgin, but what really makes this watch so cool is the Swarovski crystals. And I absolutely love Swarovski crystals. It's just kind of the poor man's diamond, right? You don't have to spend a lot to get a watch that's pretty flashy. And I reviewed recently my Pin Time all black, I won't say gemstone, crystal watch we'll call it. These are supposed to be Swarovski crystals. If you're not familiar with Swarovski, they make like champagne glasses and nice crystal, right? That's what they're known for, crystal figurines, that kind of stuff. And so they claim that these are Swarovski crystals on this. Now, legal disclaimer, do your own research. I'm not 100% sure. That's just what I've read online. That's what I believe that Elgin claims. So what I love about this is that it's very difficult to find gemstone or crystal watches that are not really poor quality for men's watches, right? And when you start getting in something that's like, that's what I love about Invicta and Aragon. They've done some gemstone editions that are amazing quality, that are just on another level. Stay tuned. I have another gemstone black Spinel coming from Invicta here in the next couple of days. You guys are going to love it. It was a killer price. But this watch right here, in most places, is going to run you about 40 bucks, $39.99. Sold at Walmart. It's a very entry level, very basic watch. I'd probably say based on the weight and just my opinion, these are probably hollow links on all these links. Although I can't really see any kind of folded crease where it would indicate that they are hollow, but they just feel very, very lightweight. Lots of, you know, this is what you'd expect from one of the It's Constipated Christopher. This is what you're gonna find in an old stretched out Franken Rolex, like It's Constipated wears. You know, I mean, look at the, you know, you're gonna have some band flex. Again, that's just based on the tolerances. Metal doesn't stretch, it bends. So when they use the term band stretch, that's called band bend. That's where the pins and the links have bent, causing the band to really kind of arc. I think it's an indication of poor quality or a lot of wear. Now, when you look at something like this is brand new, and this is kind of on par with a lot of watches. The tolerances are going to be looser on something like this than, of course, like a brand new Rolex. But remember, this right here is a $39.99 watch. What's really cool about this is that you get sort of a Submariner look, which is an iconic style that everybody and their brother makes. It's basic. There's nothing really fancy about it. but it is made of stainless steel, I believe. At least the case back is. We don't really know if the watch itself is just like a gold plate or stainless steel. There's not a lot of information on this. Again, keep in mind this is a very cheap, inexpensive watch, but it looks cool. So what you have is simulated diamonds on the back links, which are more like little almost little humps, which sort of symbolize diamonds. Where around where your wrist is going to be maybe touching a desk or comes in contact with surfaces. They put that kind of fake. From a distance, it looks like they're actual stones, but they're not. It's done on a lot of watches. And then, of course, on the areas which isn't going to come in contact with anything for the most part, you have on this watch 4 different links or center links on each side of the watch, which have Swarovski crystals. Hopefully, you can see that. I'm probably not able to really zoom in too much with this camera, and you have it on both sides. You have it on the kind of the face of the lugs, and obviously you have this awesome baguette Swarvoski crystal bezel. What's cool about this is that they're large rectangular stones, and you have the addition of black stones, which is what I absolutely love. I'm a huge fan of black diamonds, black gemstones, and this watch is killer for 39 bucks. But here's the thing, guys. As much as I like this watch, I'm going to share with you guys I got an exceptional deal on this. And I will put a link in the description for the seller. I forget his name right off the top of my head, but and I don't want you guys to be discouraged or feel like, oh man, I'm not sure, because I'll tell you, for what I paid, 15 bucks shipped for this watch. I didn't really want to spend 39 because when you feel this, right? You know, when I feel a watch like this, you know, $39 starts to get closer to what you can get like my brand new Seawolf Pro Diver for. When you look at $58 Invicta Pro Diver Seawolf compared to this becomes a ripoff. I mean, it really does, because the quality is a night and day difference. Just in everything, in the entire build, you will hold this in your hand and say, wow, that is a huge difference in quality. Not like you're going to get when you hold a Pro Diver or a Rolex, but with this, you're going to feel that difference. So, for me, I was like, 39, maybe eventually, but there's other Invictas I want to get. I'd rather get another Pro Diver, but this guy was selling these on eBay. Maybe he came into like a lot of them. I'm not really sure what the story is. I've been meaning to send a message and ask him, but 15 bucks. I've seen them for 17 as well. Exceptional value. Shipped to your door. You just don't get the box. You don't, in papers, you know there's no papers like this. I mean, that's kind of a joke, but this, no box, you get the watch. It's brand new, and on mine, I haven't seen any kind of issues whatsoever. Easy to size like any other watch, and you get this awesome crystal bezel. In black face, you can see you have kind of the polished, or I don't know if they're chrome or just polished indices. It's just a great looking watch. Day of the month indicator. It is a quartz, non-screw down crown, obviously, very inexpensive. I don't even know, it says 3 ATMs of water resistance. I just wouldn't put it to the test, but Elgin is a pretty well-known brand. You know, water resistance isn't really a huge deal. Definitely if you get a splash of water, I'm sure you're going to be fine. But just to give you an example, my $20 Tyvise that I wore in the boat the other day, I didn't even submerge it, which I have done in the past. Whatever it was, that particular day, it got a splash and I got a little moisture underneath the lens, or underneath the crystal. Now, mind you, it has, and I've never had that issue with Invictas, but mind you, it has dried up. I'll still wear it, still enjoy it, but it was 20 bucks. I'm not really too heartbroken about it, right? I bought that watch for that purpose. This one here, obviously, I'm not going to go getting wet. I'm not going to be too concerned if I splash it while washing my hands, but this is a killer watch, guys. I mean, for the price, I would say for $40, you know, again, you're starting to get into that zone where it's like, it's not becoming a great value, but for what this is, it's very difficult to find brand name. I know you can find Amazon watches with gemstones, the blinged, iced out hip hop kind of stuff, and I can tell you that when you compare something like this with those watches, this is nicer quality than just like the Pin Time watch I reviewed the other day. This is definitely by a brand name, a well-known, well-respected brand name. Now, again, like Invicta, watch snobs, watch gurus are not, well, let's just call them snobs, but let's be realistic about it too. It's not the company that it used to be. Elgin is not Elgin from 100 years ago, just like Invicta is not Invicta. They're different. They've just evolved. They've changed. Elgin kind of went in the direction we're going to make really inexpensive, big box, discount store watches, which give you, hey, it's something to tell time. It's not to be taken too seriously. It's just meant to be fun. More of what, I hate using this term, more of costume kind of jewelry. But if you wear this, this is going to look great on your wrist. I'm wearing it today. I absolutely love it, and I think you really can't go wrong with the price. What I encourage you to do is, if you're interested in one of these, scoop one up while you can, because for the price, it's fantastic. Having this and seeing this now, because I haven't had an Elgin watch in a long time, seeing the quality of the watch for what I paid, it really is exceptional. It's a killer value, and it is just a really fun watch. If you're a guy who likes flashy jewelry, likes flashy things, you will absolutely love this watch. I mean, it is so cool, and I like the quality enough that I'll be on the hunt for other Elgin watches. Because remember guys, watch collecting's fun. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to have cool new things that you can add to your collection, enjoy and wear, and it's not meant to be taken so seriously. And again, if you're the kind of collector that you're a serious collector, and I shouldn't even say serious collector, because you could be serious on all levels, but if you're the kind of guy who looks down upon other people who wear things different than you, or like things different than you, and these aren't on your level, well, you should probably just hit that X in the upper right hand corner of the screen and not watch this channel. I like reviewing things, again, that are fun, that are going to get, this is going to get compliments. I guarantee you this $17, $15 watch is going to get more compliments than your traditional Franken Rolex with a stretched out band that you're going to find on Knucklehead Christopher's wrist. It's fantastic. It's fun, guys. And is it the quality of a Rolex? Nah, it's not. It's not even on the same. It's not. The quality is light years different. Invicta is light years ahead of the quality. Sorry, I'm really excited about this watch, guys. So I'm rambling, but. You know, obviously the quality on this is nothing compared to, you know, I'd say 80% of the watches out there. But, you know, for what it is, it's like I said, it's fun. It's not bad. It's, you know, it's not going to fall apart on you. I mean, is it meant to be, you know, is this a tool watch? No, you know, it's not. I mean, you got to kind of treat it with a little, you know, with a little delicacy, but, you know, I mean, it's just fun, guys, and I encourage you to pick them up. This is a great deal. Obviously, this guy probably sat on these for a really long time and is having a hard time selling them. I'm going to go back to the seller, and I know Elgin makes a few other kind of not gemstone, but crystal variations of their watches. I'm going to pick up another one because they are fun, and I'm really happy with it. I have to tell you, I'm more excited about this watch than a lot of the most recent watches I've got in my collection. Although I love them, I get excited about all watches. You can't beat the price. I feel like I stole the watch. I mean, really, I didn't, I promise. But it's a great value, guys, and I think that, again, I just encourage you to pick one up. If you like the flashy stuff, you will... Again, when you put it on, you're not going to feel the weight you're going to feel with a nice quality Invicta or an Aragon. You're not going to feel like, again, Bulova, Citizen, that kind of brand tier watches. But if you just kind of think of this as just a fun, lightweight watch, because we do associate lightweight with being cheap in quality, but it's not horrible. I mean, it's pretty nice. And now, it's killer, guys. I love this thing. Look at this. This thing's badass. I mean, you're not going to find a watch for this price. I really got an exceptional deal. You're just not going to find any brand watch. You might find like the off-brand, no-name brand, like things you've never heard of. At least with this, you have a brand that is recognized. Elgin. We've all, you know, if you like watches and you follow watch collecting, you've heard of Elgin. You know, at least you have a brand name with it. Is this on par, again, with a lot of the hip-hop bling kind of stuff? Absolutely. But I think it's again, I think there's just a little bit better quality with the way the stones are set, the bezel. I kind of compare this to, if you ever seen my video I did on Geneve Elegante watches, one of my first all crystal watches. That thing's over 20 years old. It's missing a few stones, but I would wear that all the time. And if you haven't seen my video, I most recently tried to change a battery and I cracked the crystal. Just a bonehead, stupid move. I should have had the proper tool. I cracked it. Now it's permanently in the box. I'll never wear it again. I probably won't spend the money ever to have the crystal replaced. I just don't think it's worth it. But this, at least I get something that's it's so cool looking. I just really am happy with it. And I saw one other dude review this on YouTube, and I was like, after seeing that, I'm like, I have to get that. And again, if I didn't, I would have waited on it for $39 because other watches, again, when you start looking at what you get with Invicta for $100 with this yellow tag event, which links are in the description as always, you know, it's hard to rationalize $40 on a watch that you know is not going to be anywhere close to the level you're going to get with Invicta. But for the price, 15 bucks for this, I got a great deal, and I'm really happy with my purchase. So one more time, guys, as as you guys always know, I show you guys what the watch looks like on the wrist. I have a 7-inch wrist, about 5 foot 7.5, about 170. What am I today? When I woke up, 174 pounds. So this is what it looks like. I got my size, my height, and my weight. It is just a badass watch, man. I love it. Today I got a new shirt the other day, and it was like baby blue. And I got this watch today. I was like, man, I gotta go to black shirt, jeans, black boots, and this watch. It really is cool. And I'm sorry if I get a little kid-like, a little giddy about it. But hey, we are who we are, and I just think it's just exciting to get something new. I love it. I just hope that one day we get to the point where this COVID thing is gone and we can hit casinos and restaurants again. And I'm not much of a people person, so as far as socialize, and I have a few select people I like to do that with. But my family, we still love going to casinos, and it's fun to get dressed up and wear your new clothes. And I won't necessarily say meet people because I'm not interested. But but anyway, guys, still nice to showboat, and this is a great watch to do it. So link in the description. I'm going to put a link to the seller's store and put a link in the description to the actual watch. Again, that may change depending on when you click the link, because I'm not going to put a list of every listing he has. I don't know how many he has, but if he has it, I'll put a link to this watch. By the time you click it, it may be gone, but check his store link. Just look at his listings. He doesn't have that many. I'd say maybe maximum 50 different random items. I'm not sure if he owns like a small kind of like secondhand store or what, but these are new. Just came in a plastic bag with a label. Probably again got them from some kind of lot. Maybe they had extras. Sometimes people buy in volume. And you guys will dig this watch. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, have a great weekend. If you like the content, subscribe to the channel. If you get it, let me know. I'd love to hear your story, see what you think about it. And you guys have a great day. Take care.